8:43 on this Monday morning. You know, planning a funeral is not easy. But if you prepare yourself now, it'll make the process go a lot smoother later on. Marianne is finding out the 5 tips you need to make it easier.
It's one of the things we don't really like to talk about, and for good reason. It seems like a morbid, sad event to plan, but if you plan ahead, really, it can make it a lot easier for those you are leaving behind. Philip Stein is owner and director of Stein & Sons Cremation and Burial Service in Sacramento. Born and raised here?
Absolutely, yes, I was.
You seem like such a chipper fellow.
Yeah.
Really. I don't know if I expect funeral directors to be more dour, but you actually got interested in this field when you were just a child.
I was 7 years old. I had an experience when I was 7 years old, and it kind of touched me, and it was something from that point on. It was actually a positive experience, and from that point on, I decided, you know, this is something that I really want to do, and I'm capable of helping people in times like this.
Really?
Absolutely.
At 7 years old, very aware of you. Well, you see, there are 5 things we really need to think about when we're planning our own funeral. The first point is to set up a prearranged funeral plan. Are you talking start to finish? Like people walk in and this happens and this person speaks, the whole thing, or what are you talking about?
You can do several different options. With a pre-arrangement plan, Marianne, you can actually plan your entire funeral or cremation service. You can make payments on it, and doing it ahead of time, it gives you the opportunity to make your wishes known, spell out exactly what you want, what you don't want, and you can actually make payments on these plans as well. Cemeteries and funeral homes actually run under 2 separate licenses. So if you do want to have like a traditional burial, for example, you would need to make your funeral arrangements with a pre-arrangement plan, and then also make those arrangements with a local cemetery.
Number 2 is a good point. Make your wishes known.
Absolutely. We talked about it before we came on. You know, this is just something that people just do not want to talk about. If you decide to not do a pre-arrangement plan, at least sit down with your spouse and your children and even write down, you know, what you want and what you don't want. It'll alleviate, you know, gives you peace of mind, and
put in your will, you know, so people aren't battling over what they want to do versus what you wanted to have done.
Absolutely.
All right, third point is get an advance health care directive, and this is good if you become incapacitated, and aren't able to make decisions for yourself.
Absolutely. The advanced health care directive, or the durable power of attorney for health care. There's several different powers of attorney. The durable power of attorney for health care, actually the agent that's assigned to the advanced health care directive can make the medical decisions for you if you are incapacitated in the hospital, but also when you do pass away, these wishes and the agent can actually make your final arrangements for you.
And a good estate attorney can do that for you and shop around and negotiate. Really?
Absolutely. Funeral homes are different. For example, our funeral home, we do things differently than every other funeral home. Our prices are more affordable. We do things to make things more affordable for families, especially in these tough economic times.
All right. And fifth point is to keep important documents together and in a safe place. In fact, a safe would be a great place if you have one, as long as you make sure somebody knows how to get in it if something happens to you.
Exactly. Marriage certificates, birth certificates, for our veterans out there, the discharge papers, the DD-214s. Keep everything together and in a safe place, so when the time comes and somebody does pass away, you're not rummaging through the house trying to find these important documents.
Which is more popular these days, burial or cremation?
Cremation is actually getting more popular. Back in the 1960s, it was about 4% cremation to about 96% burials. Now it's about 60-40, the cremation rate, and there's a lot of different factors that are making the cremation rate rise.
I would guess it's less expensive, or is that not necessarily true? Burial?
Depending on how elaborate your cremation service is, but it is traditionally, it's more affordable. People consider it more eco-friendly because there's no embalming, no chemicals put in the ground, and there's different options available with the cremation too. And then a lot of other factors, the economy, the real estate market. It's a little bit more affordable than your full traditional funeral.
Interesting. Well, as you can see, I could sit here and ask you questions all day, and that's what we're going to let you do. We have questions that we've taken from our Facebook page, facebook.com/Good Day Sacramento, that you want to know about planning your own final arrangements. And Philip's going to be here next hour. We're going to go through some of those and get your answers for you this morning. Interesting stuff.
Thank you.
Phil, thanks very much.
Hey, thank you, Marianne and Philip.